Hey, good afternoon. My name is Baris Gull. I am President of U.S. Operations for Aradiom. Before we start our demo, I just wanted to talk a little bit about mobile strategy and why mobile strategy and mobile deployment don't always seem to mesh. What we found normally, whenever we look at deployments of mobile solutions, is that expectations don't meet reality. There are a plethora of devices. There are a host of issues in deploying to multiple handsets. And that's really the problem that we're trying to solve with our solution. Our solution is the Aradiom Mobile Framework. And in the interest of showing what's good first, in case we all meet an apocalyptic end here and the roof falls down on us, I'm actually going to show the product before. This is what we're aiming to build in the next 4 minutes. We're going to build a mobile banking application using our framework in the next 4 minutes. So it's going to be, we're going to be able to log in, get to a home screen, get to a user ID and a home screen where we can authenticate and get some information about our accounts, get check balances, and get some transaction information. So without further ado, we have under 4 minutes left. Let's go ahead and get started. Can we switch over to the laptop, please? Okay. So the way the technology works is that we're actually building this on live. We have two primary components. The first component is a client wizard. This is the foundation layer. And this is what goes on the phone. And this foundation layer is static, and what we're building is a basic login page. It's that initial page that I showed you. We're going to be building a couple of items on there. We're building that about button, the login button. We're going to build the exit button. As you can see, the neat thing about this is that it's very much what you see is what you get. It's GUI driven. You don't need to be a coder to understand it. And the cool thing about this is also that the output of this is a Java application. Java is available on roughly 2 billion phones worldwide. So unlike other custom solutions under which you may have to build multiple versions, we actually do all of that for you. So once you've written an application using our framework, you can actually run on almost any phone that's out there that's Java capable, which is a huge number. So we're building our foundation layer right now. As I mentioned, there are 2 steps to doing this, and we're creating our base application layer. Another thing I'd like to point out is just the plethora of options we have. And I like saying the word plethora if you haven't noticed. So we've gone ahead and built it. We've calculated that we've got over 100,000 ways that you can brand or customize your app using our framework with the options we have. And there we go. There's an emulated version of what we just built, which I just showed you earlier. We're going to go ahead now and start designing 3 pages. We're going to design a login page. We're going to design an account balances page, and then we're going to have a transaction details page. So I've got to admit one thing: we're cheating a little bit. A couple of these pages are pre-prepared, but the point of this is really to show you how quickly we can build and deploy a mobile application without really a rich user experience, without having to really know code. You can be a business analyst, a graphic designer. As you can see, there are a lot of graphical and development elements that we can add in. So what my colleague is now doing is he's actually built the login screen. You can see to the left, you can see the components that are on the login screen. So we're going to have a customer ID, we're going to have a password, and we're going to take the customer ID and password and pass them on for authentication via web services. We have a very flexible back end. Our back end, actually, we're using web services. You can have any sort of IT infrastructure. We can connect to any of the main vendor databases you have out there: Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, DB2, mainframe. So we're doing the actual authentication here using web services. And so we have built our login page. We're passing our user ID and password to our home screen. And we're going to go ahead and add a table element. This table element is going to show us our accounts, the name of our accounts, as well as our account balances. And that's what we're doing right now. Again, the demo we have here works off of web services. And as you can see, this is very much components on a web page via our designer, our GUI designer. The neat thing about this is that this is all server-side. We have client-server technology. So the cool thing about this is that we can dynamically add things very quickly. For example, we can add, if you wanted to add an ATM locator, your user would not have to reinstall our client. Basically, we would make the addition over here, and you would be done. And we're at 5 minutes. We're done with our application. There's the login page that we built. We're going to go ahead and go into our main account screen. There are our accounts. There are our balances. Let's go to the details on one of those. And that's it. A mobile banking application under 5 minutes. Thank you.